Okay, so we've now recorded the whole chapter, we have saved periodically as we go, and we're now ready to listen back to the file to review and edit it and make sure that it meets both ours and especially Audible's standards for quality. Now, what does that mean exactly? That means no coughing, no weird throat sounds, no inconsistent volume or tone changes, no erroneous background noises of really any kind, no barking, no doors shutting, no planes going overhead, no cars passing by, none of that. Oh, and also no popping P's or hissing S's. Once you're done with your files, Prozody does help clean out the noise and make your voice a little bit more uniform, but we can only do so much, so it is very important that you take this step in the process very, very seriously. So listen to your section from beginning to end, and whenever you encounter an error of any kind, or you simply don't like how something sounded, cut out that passage and re-record it. Bouncing back from my bike turn signals disappointment, I continue to formulate ideas, write them down on multicolored post-it notes, and stick them to an empty wall in my basement bedroom. I must have looked like a disgruntled 90s detective trying to solve a bizarre and colorful crime. No error in that passage per se, but I do think my delivery could have been better. So what I'm going to do is cut out that passage and re-record it. Click the scissors next to the recording button and select the words representing the start and end of the passage you want to cut. Then click confirm. Now we need to re-record the passage. To record in the middle of your audio file, not the end, which happens by default, select the word you want to record after. In this case, we want to record after the dash. Let's select it and hit record. Bouncing back from my bike turn signals disappointment, I continued to formulate ideas, write them down on multicolored post-it notes, and stick them to an empty wall in my basement bedroom. I must have looked like a disgruntled 90s detective trying to solve a bizarre and colorful crime. Great. For vocal consistency, I definitely recommend re-recording entire passages and not single sentences or, God forbid, individual words. As a listener, it's much more noticeable. Something else you may want to do is clean up the pacing. Let's say there was a long pause between two passages. In that case, you want to play with the dashes, each dash representing half a second of silence. So if I think the pause between two passages is too long, I can cut one of these dashes out by using the scissors once again, and you can select a range or even a single dash. And if at any point you're not happy with the change you've made, use the undo and redo buttons. Final tips for proofing and editing: do it in the same environment, and if you can, during the same session in which you're recording the section in the first place. This makes sure that all your re-records sound consistent. Hopefully you can see how Prozody makes the editing and proofing process a lot more intuitive than other audio editors make it, especially for non-technical people. However, this can still be a tedious process, so the next feature we're going to cover, error flags, is an incredibly helpful tool that we've created to make this a much easier process for you.